Hi, I'm Janelle Wilson, and I'm the Assistant Campus Life Editor for The Rocket, and we're here with Carrie Mae, who is the first female president of Gamers Guild. And I just wanted to start off by talking about how you got into gaming.
I got into gaming when I first came to college. When I was a kid, I had a PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, but other than that, I kind of just played video games. Some of my friends and I would talk about it occasionally, but I wasn't too big into actual dice games, board games, RPGs. But once I got to college and I met some of the people that were in Guild, including the former president Brandon Riggs and some other veterans like Nick Haas, Scott Pitzer, Jimmy Valentino. We became closer friends. I got into my first Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and then after that it just kind of exploded, and I went from being somebody who like really didn't game much or know much about gaming to I own 10 sets of die for myself. I have my own dice bag. I've got about 100 dice. So yeah, it kind of just got a little out of control from there, but I think I like where it's going.
So you joined the Guild when you were a freshman?
Sophomore.
A sophomore? Okay.
Yeah.
And now as a senior, you're president?
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
When I first joined, I got really close with Brandon Riggs, who was the former president. We became close friends really fast. Part of it was because I was friends with other people he knew. We were both English majors. It was kind of easy to talk about things other than gaming, which made an even more solid friendship between us. Then my next year, my junior year, I had been vice president of the Urban Gaming Club while Riggs was president of Gamers Guild, and through our president for the Urban Gaming Club, John Groom, the three of us were working closely together with how to get things done for Guild and UGC, trying to combine the clubs even. We were going to do a club merger and things of that nature, which brought us closer so that when the elections were coming up for Guild, Riggs highly endorsed me to be the one to take over for this next year. And then on top of that, unfortunately, the Constitution hadn't been rewritten for Guild in 10 years, so there really weren't guidelines as to who could or couldn't run for presidency, and it had always kind of been verbatim that you had to pay dues, you had to have at least a certain amount of attendance, people would have to know you a little bit. So when the elections came around, my current vice president, Scott Pitzer, and myself, we kind of had it where neither one of us cared who was president or who was vice president. The only thing we really cared about was working together. So when the elections came and I won president, Scott won vice president, and from then on it was kind of just a shoo-in for other people who we wanted to be in the positions.
Okay, and you're the first female president since the club started 10 years ago. What do you think, as a woman, what do you think makes you just as capable to run a club as like a male gamer?
I think that a lot of it is like the female gamer stereotype of, yeah, you know, I think it's really cool that you can roll dice and something like that. But it's a little easier, I think, just because in general female gamers tend to be more approachable, because since people tend to have those like stereotypes on you, they come to you thinking, okay, it's going to be an easy conversation, I'm going to blow it out of the water. But then once you open your mouth and you start talking to them, they realize like, wow, she really knows a lot, she's knowledgeable, and it kind of earns their respect a little easier, because while it's bad that they have their preconceived notions, the preconceived notions kind of help you to blow them away, show them, be like, hey, you know, I know what you think I am, but that's not what I am. And it gives you just a little bit more edge on them, because then people don't really know what to expect from you. So when you come out and you're talking about, hey, did you guys hear that, you know, for 5th edition they just released the Races of Eberron, and they just like look at you and they're like, wait, you know about that? And you're like, yeah, I know, I just got the email yesterday. And they're like, you're subscribed to that? And so it's like a nice way to kind of have a shock factor, which I've always had fun with when I was in high school and everything like that, surprising my friends. So being the female president has given me an ability to kind of use that to my advantage to get people to come and join, because when people look at me, they don't always think like, wow, she must be the president of the Gamers Guild on campus.
What advice would you give for someone who's looking to get into gaming like you do?
I would say keep an open mind and try to make a lot of new friends, because part of my thing was my freshman year when I got here, I was in the marching band, I had activities, I played with friends, and it was all fine and great. But I mean, I listened more to the upperclassmen than I guess I should have, who they may have had bad experiences with the old Gamers Guild, and so I would hear like, you know, oh, well, you know, they just sit around and play Magic, there really isn't much going on there. But once I kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try for myself, and I did it. I felt so much better getting to meet the people I met and do the things I do now. So I really think that making your own experiences for college is the really key word to it, is they're your experiences. While it's good to take advice from some other people and listen to maybe what your peers have to say, it's also important to think, you know, well, maybe I should try it, because, you know, what's gonna hurt? Wasting one night out of the week just to check out this club, it's not gonna kill me. And then if you do like it, you end up making a bunch of friends that hopefully you can call lifelong, as well as, you know, picking up some new hobbies that, especially when you're older, these things are going to be around for years to come. You can pass these on to your kids, you can share your knowledge, have these stories, and it's like, those never go away.
Okay. I'm Janelle Wilson, and this is Carrie Mae Hanrahan.